Good morning, NWAL COVID coordination team. This is Maureen McCarthy. I am the project director for Native Waters on Arid Lands. And we have a short video for you today about collecting water samples in buildings that may have been left vacant during the COVID response, and why we think it's very important that these buildings be tested. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Christian Railsbach from Nephros, who is going to give you a short description of this project. Thank you, Christian. Go ahead.
Thanks, Maureen. I'm the project manager at Nephros for the Pathogen Detection Systems Division. And what we're concerned about is that during the shelter in place and the quarantine procedures over the last several months, people have been forced to not show up at work or not go to their routine places of work every day. And since those buildings have been unoccupied for the last several months, the water usage in those buildings also hasn't been constant and in a dynamic state of flow. And so consequently, the probability for the microbiome in the plumbing system has amplified, and the likelihood for microorganisms, specifically harmful pathogenic microorganisms, to proliferate in those environments is increased. And we're really interested in studying or screening that water to determine which pathogens might be in there that could be harmful to communities, specifically communities that have comorbidities or are suffering from some sort of other immunocompromise. So what I'd like to do is just walk you through how a water sample collection is going to be most effective, the steps that you need to take, and specifically what buildings and locations we're looking for. So let's start with the buildings and locations that we're looking for. We're interested in taking two different samples from two different buildings. Now, one of the buildings needs to be an unoccupied building, or a building that hasn't seen occupancy, so 50% occupancy or less over the last couple of months. And you're going to be taking one liter water sample from that building, and we're going to be comparing that to a different sample that you're going to take from an occupied building. Now, this occupied building needs to be on the same water network as the first building. So either from the same well or part of the same municipality or the same water source. They can't be from two different water sources. Having two different locations spread across two different districts just isn't going to be a good comparative analysis. So they need to be under the same water source. Nevertheless, we're going to use those two samples and we're going to collect the samples in 1 liter sterile bottles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ship you a box, and it's going to have a collection kit in it. And in the kit are going to be these 1 liter sterile plastic water bottles. And the first thing you need to do is take your collection kit to your sample site. And so a good example of a building that we're looking for are a community center, a library, a school, a mixed-use office building, elder care facilities, and go ahead and take your kit to the site and pick a location like a bathroom faucet, a shower head, the kitchen sink, a janitorial closet. Take the kit to that exact location, and before you do anything, what you want to do is don a pair of these gloves. So there'll be a pair of gloves in the kit, and what we're worried about is not, we want to make sure we don't contaminate the sample with anything that might be on your hands or on your clothes. So put the gloves on first. There's no need to wear a mask, but you do want to have your gloves on. You want to make sure that you're not touching the source site, so the faucet site where the water's coming out, or the top of the lid here, or the rim of the bottle itself. So you'll fill the water sample all the way up to the top, tighten it down, and you're going to put it into a plastic bag that's also going to be provided in your kit. At that point, you're going to repackage it in the box, and I'm going to send you a label that has the return address on it. It will be no cost to you, and you can just ship it to us overnight. So pretty straightforward, and you're going to replicate that collection procedure at the other occupied building site as well. Same idea as far as locations, using a janitorial closet, a kitchen sink, a water fountain, or sites in a bathroom like a shower head or a bathtub faucet.
Excellent. Thank you, Christian. And could you tell us what's going to happen with the results? How long does it take, and where is the data going to go when it's been collected?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to take us probably about a week and a half to process the samples and get a full sequence of the results, so that you can have a full suite of the microorganisms or pathogens that might be in your water supply. We're going to aggregate and analyze that data and provide it into a report that you'll be able to access. And the real net gain here is that the report will demonstrate not only what sort of pathogens you might have in your water supply, but suggestions from us on how you might be able to remediate and deal with that problem.
Fantastic, Christian. Thank you very much. So for all the tribes that are participating in this water sampling analysis program through the NWAL COVID coordination team, we will be contacting you shortly, and we hope this video helps you with the sample collection. Thanks so much, Christian, and thank you to Nephros. We look forward to working with you on this project.
Absolutely.